is the story of Red Mittens. Joe had a beautiful pair of red mittens. His mother had knitted them in the fall, and he had worn them all winter long. His mother had pinned them together on a long red ribbon, and he had put the ribbon around his neck and then run the mittens through the sleeves of his winter coat so that each mitten hung out of the sleeve at the bottom. This way, whenever Joe took off his mittens, they would still be attached to him, even if he forgot to put them in his pockets. These beautiful red mittens kept his hands warm through snowball fights and snowman making snow forts all winter long. But then March came, and it was too warm to wear his winter coat. It was too warm to wear his mittens. But Joe didn't want to put them away, and so he hung them around his neck over his t-shirt, and he wore them as he played around the yard. He found that on days when he wore pants that didn't have pockets, like sweatpants, he could use his mittens like pockets to carry things with him as he played. One day, he put a beautiful shell that he had saved from a beach trip the summer before. It fit perfectly into his mitten. Another time, when he wanted to play in the grass, he would keep one of his small cars in his mitten so he could run it through the grass and over the sand. Another time, he might keep a finger puppet in his mitten to play with when he wanted to sit down and rest. Also, he would sometimes keep a small pad of paper and a pencil or a crayon to take notes and to write things down that he discovered. His mittens were good for keeping things that he found around the yard, like a beautiful strange rock. All these things fit beautifully in his mittens, whether he had pockets on or not. And then one day, Joe had been playing in the yard, and he found a beautiful daffodil that he wanted to bring inside and share with his mother. But when he looked for his red mitten to put the flower in, his mittens were gone. Oh no, where were his beautiful red mittens? Well, Joe was sad. He went to the back step and he sat down and he put his chin in his hand. And that's where his friend Hen found him. Bark, 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 bark. Good morning, Joe. Are you taking a rest? No, I've lost my beautiful red mittens. Oh no, said Hen. Well, let me help you find them. You know, I'm a short animal, and I can help you look everywhere down low. So Hen and Joe began to walk all around the yard looking down low. They looked all around the back steps, and then they walked along all around the house, looking at the place where the building came right to the edge of the grass. They looked all around the edge of the house, and then they looked around all the tree trunks and under all the bushes. But there were no red mittens anywhere down low. They came back and sat down on the back steps. as she rubbed her head against Joe's knee. "Good to see you, friends," said Cat. "It's not a good morning," said Joe. "No," said Hen. "Joe has lost his beautiful red mittens, and I've been helping him look down low, but we can't find them anywhere." "Well," said Cat, "I can help you look up high because I can climb and jump." And so Cat led the way all around the yard looking in high places. The first thing she did was she climbed the railing of the back steps and jumped up onto the back porch and looked all over that roof. Then she climbed up onto the big roof, the main roof of the house. She looked all around the gutters and the edges and all the way up to the top of the roof. She looked around the chimney, but no red mittens anywhere on the top of the house. She jumped down and began to climb all the trees in the yard. Joe and Hen followed her around as she climbed up the trunk and into the branches. They looked at one last tree that grew on the edge of the yard next to the meadow. But when Cat climbed down, she shook her head sadly. "No mittens," said Cat. "Good morning," mooed Cow. Joe and Hen and Cat looked up. There was Cow, who lived in the meadow. "What's wrong, friends? You look so sad." "We are sad," said Cat. "Yes, Joe can't find his mittens." "Hen has helped us look down low, and Cat helped me look up high," said Joe. "But we can't find my mittens anywhere." "Well," said Cow, "I can help you look in the middle, because that's where I walk." So Joe and Hen and Cat turned around and walked back into the yard as Cow followed behind them. But just then, from behind them, Joe and Hen and Cat heard, "Moo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Moo-hoo-hoo-hoo!" "What are you laughing at?" said Hen. "It's not very nice to laugh when a beautiful pair of red mittens are lost," said Joe. "But I found them," said Cow. "You have? Where are they?" "They're in the middle." "The middle?" "Yes," said Cow. "They're in the middle of your back." "Oh." "Come here, Hen," said Cow. "You stand next to me, and Cat, you come and stand on the other side. Now, Joe, you stay there in front of us. Now, turn around and show us your back." So Joe turned around, and when he did, Hen and Cat and Cow began to laugh, because this is what they saw. "Ho-ho-ho! We found them," called Cow. "Where are they? It's not funny," said Joe. "They're in the middle of your back. Put your hand up and feel the ribbon." Joe put his hand up, and sure enough, there was the red ribbon that held his mittens together. "Now pull the ribbon around to the front. Look, here they are." "Oh, how silly I was," said Joe. "They've been here all the time." Well, the friends had a big laugh about the silly thing that Joe had done. And Joe always remembered, for he never lost his red mittens ever again. And that's the story of Red Mittens.